it's usually the defense asks for a change of venue, but in this case, the state asked for the change of venue, and one person who's very concerned or interested in that is noted criminal attorney Carl Lewis. Carl, what do you think of that?
I am blown away. I'm shocked. It's like the blockbuster moment. I would have hedged and lost everything if I ever thought that the state would be seeking a change of venue. As you stated, defense normally wants that, and for Joe Dieters and the prosecutor's office to ask for a change of venue is something that's got all of us scratching our head and wondering why.
The idea that Joe Dieters said very clearly, 95% he believes of the people in Hamilton County had heard something about this case, and all those jurors in that jury pool walked into that room with a little bit of knowledge of this case no matter what. How hard is it to put that aside?
It's interesting to me. I'm not sure, not having full knowledge about what Stu Matthews' previous trial motions were, the pretrial motions. If, in fact, that was Dieters' sentiment and the state of Ohio's sentiment, why didn't they have a change of venue at the initial trial? Again, if Stu Matthews asked for a change of venue, it should have been unopposed, and they could have probably moved to another county. The interesting concern for anyone with a change of venue is, where do you go? We go to a neighboring county, Claremont County, Brown County, Butler County. You're still within that same foreseeable circle of potential, not same jurors, but that have heard about it. You go someplace like Cuyahoga, Franklin County, maybe less have heard about it, but this is a very, very high-profile case, and the same type of case being police officer-involved shooting is not going to change.
When you pull the jury in a case like this, and you said only the jurors that called them back, about half of them called them back and wanted to talk about it, what can they learn about that case? What can the defense learn about it too, or the prosecution learn for a retrial? What strategies can they take from that to change?
Every jury trial that I have, I always ask the judge to allow me to speak with the jurors. If the jurors are willing to speak with me and the prosecutor, then it gives you a lot of insight on what you could probably do different next time. Was there anything that we said that offended you, that we thought was just trial strategy, but someone may have taken offense? Is there anything that I could do better? Was there something that I wore? Was there something that I did? Was there body language? Were there facial expressions? Jurors tell you a lot, and sometimes it's eye-opening. It's things that you didn't even think about. It's like, wow. Some jurors will tell you, I don't care what you do next time around. I don't think it's going to change. We are going to continue to vote for guilt or not guilt. So Joe Dieters, Stu Matthews, all want to learn what they could do better the next time around to help themselves with their case. So that's why you ask the jurors.
How important is this case to this community? Joe Dieters made reference on it about the fact there's never been anything quite like this case, especially with the social media aspects of it.
This case is more than just important for this community. It's important for the nation. It's important for the world. I was just blown away when I looked at the news today and looked at all the innocent officers that were shot by just doing their job, as well as individuals that are being pulled over and shot for no reason. So this has a major, major impact on our community, on our society, to say what's going on with citizen-police community relations. If this case ends in an acquittal, I think it's going to be very, very bad for our community and for the nation as a whole. If this case ends in a conviction, it's going to give the community some sense that justice has been meted out. Anything short of that, I don't think it's going to be a good day.
Of course, it all depends on, as we've said before, what is your definition of justice? Some people say it means a jail term. Some people say it doesn't mean that.
Justice for me is a fair trial. And a fair trial, I believe, that was handed out the first time. Some would say you could do better. You could do, even Joe Dieters says he could do better. But you know what? It all boils down to whether each side received a fair trial. And if jurors, as we talked about before, are bringing things into the jury that they should not be doing, sympathy, bias, prejudice, that's not giving a fair trial to either side.
Fair trial. Do you have comments that you've heard from your cohorts or other defense attorneys? Was that first trial fair in terms of, not for the jury result, but fair how it was presented by both sides?
I believe so. Again, I didn't watch the entire trial, and unless you were there every day, you look at the rules of evidence and what was admitted, what was not admitted, what the judge's rulings were. Judge Shanahan's a great judge. All the lawyers involved are phenomenal lawyers. I think that both sides received a fair trial, and we trust and believe in the process, and we appreciate the jurors.
But the big takeaway for you for this was?
Dieters wanted to change the venue. That for me is blockbuster. I'm blown away with that request.
Carl Lewis, thank you very much.
Thank you as always.